Welcome to our Crypto News in 10, a daily podcast bringing you the latest news about crypto in under 10 minutes. It's Sunday, March 15, 2026, and here's what's moving the crypto world today. We've had a volatile weekend for Bitcoin after a choppy week, fresh reads on ETF flows, two sizable token unlocks landing, a concrete step toward 24/7 crypto derivatives at CME, prediction markets buzzing for tonight's Oscars, and a high-profile fraud case in Hong Kong set to resume tomorrow. Let's get you caught up fast. First, the market pulse. After whipsaw price action all week, remember, we dipped below $70,000 earlier this month. Bitcoin is bouncing around the low 70,000s this weekend. DL News tied part of the shakeup to geopolitics, with BTC slipping under $70,000 on March 7th before clawing back. So today's steadier tone heading into a new week is notable. Spot Bitcoin ETFs also resumed taking in cash midweek. Cointelegraph reported roughly $462 million of net inflows as BTC pushed towards $73,000, a sign institutions are still buying dips even as daily flows flip between red and green. If this rhythm holds, volatility punctuated by renewed ETF demand, it sets up a tug of war. Macro jitters pressuring prices versus steady allocations from slower-moving capital. Watch whether ETF inflows hold or stall into midweek macro data, per DL News and Cointelegraph citing Farside investors. Second, today's on-chain calendar is busy with unlocks. Two to watch. Starknet's STRK is slated for a sizable release, about 127 million tokens, roughly 4.4% of the current circulating supply. SEI's SEI is also unlocking PG around 55.6 million tokens, or about 1% of circulating supply. Why it matters? Even if long-term fundamentals haven't changed, unlocks raise the tradable float, so volatility bands often widen around the event. If you're holding, look for liquidity spikes and watch the order books. If you're trading, be careful fading the first moves. Unlocks can create two-way fireworks. Data from Token Unlocks, AI Coin, Tokenomist, and CME AI. Third, a real under-the-radar milestone for market structure. CME Group, home to some of the most widely watched institutional crypto futures, has a Sunday network connectivity update scheduled for market segment 74. Why it matters? CME has announced plans to go 24/7 for crypto futures and options later this spring, and today's connectivity work is one of the nuts and bolts steps to make non-stop trading a reality. For pros who rely on CME's basis and options surface as signals, true 24/7 alignment with spot could reduce weekend gaps and improve hedging continuity. Today's work is more plumbing than fireworks, but it's the kind of plumbing that quietly changes behavior. Source: CME Client Communication. Before we continue, here's a message from our sponsors.
Need elite developers fast? Elite Coders connects you with rigorously vetted senior engineers in 24 to 48 hours. Staff augmentation, dedicated teams, or full project delivery, we've got you covered. Visit elitecoders.co to get started today.
All right, let's get back to it. Fourth, it's Oscars Sunday and prediction markets allowed. On Polymarket, the Best Actor contract alone drew more than 5.6 million in trading volume heading into the ceremony. The appetite to price narratives in real time is exactly why crypto-native prediction markets resurface with every big cultural event. There is a regulatory subplot, though. Polymarket has been sparring with state-level regulators, Massachusetts in particular, over whether event contracts fall under state gambling rules or the CFTC's federal purview. The upshot? Liquidity is robust tonight, but US access and product design could shift depending on how that legal line is ultimately drawn. Source: Cointelegraph. Fifth, a major enforcement saga is back on the docket in Asia tomorrow. Hong Kong's court has adjourned the JPEX fraud case, estimated at about $206 million, until Monday, March 16th, according to Decrypt. JPEX looms large as a cautionary tale for retail users across the region, and the case has become a bellwether for how aggressively Hong Kong intends to police unlicensed crypto activity while it positions itself as a digital asset hub. If you operate in or market to Asia, keep tabs on this one. Remedies, restitution pathways, and any signals on cross-border coordination will matter far beyond Hong Kong. Bonus data point for index watchers: CoinDesk Indices finalized its March 2026 rebalances this past week. While changes to broader baskets don't always move markets day to day, they can redirect passive flows and tweak liquidity for constituents at the margins. particularly in narrower thematic baskets. If you trade around rebalance windows, scan the methodology for inclusions and weight caps. Quick recap: Bitcoin steadied this Sunday after a volatile stretch, even as ETF flows earlier in the week hinted that institutions still have dry powder. Two unlocks, STRK and SEI, add tradable float today, so expect choppier order books around those pairs. CME took another plumbing step toward 24/7 crypto derivatives. Polymarket is buzzing for the Oscars even as legal fights continue, and Hong Kong's JPEX case resumes tomorrow with big implications for regional oversight. We'll be back tomorrow with the fallout and the next set of catalysts. Thanks for listening and see you tomorrow.